Hello, welcome to part 5 of the Liberated Heart Self Love Boot Camp. This is Denitra, your emotional wellness coach. For part 5, we will be working on the following. Number 1 is self identity. Number 2 are challenges in self care. And for number 3, I would like to just offer you some tips on self care. Let's begin. To begin, I want you to think about yourself apart from the roles that you play out daily as a wife, a friend, a mother, or other roles that you may have. Who are you? We often define ourselves by the roles that we play. The primary roles that we play as women is that of a wife and mother or some other nurturing role or responsibility. Most often, our children and our families become the center of all that we do. And this is great, but what is not great is that we too often leave ourselves neglected, mentally, physically, and spiritually. You have to begin to focus on who you are and not just the roles you play in the lives of others. By the end of this part of the boot camp, hopefully you will have learned some tips that can help you begin to practice daily self-care. I want you to think of one thing that you do consistently to take care of you. I'm not just talking about getting your hair and your nails done to maintain an outward appearance. The outward appearance is important, but not as important as who you are, your dreams, your vision, and the impact that you can have on this world. So stop focusing on other people and begin to focus on you. There is a greater calling for you. And if people really knew who you were and the great purpose you could serve in this world, they wouldn't even bother or be concerned about what your outward appearance looks like. What are you doing consistently to care for your mind, body, and spirit? What challenges are you facing in practicing self-care? And self-care is a very important topic for me because it's a part of why I began this journey as an emotional wellness coach, because of a lot of experiences and things that have affected me in my personal life that has led me to operating in my gift as an emotional wellness coach. One of those things was self-care and lack of self-care that had left me in a pretty dark place, and I had to figure out how to overcome it. And that's a part of what I share with you. So in talking about self-care and practicing self-care and the challenges you may face, I just have to make it clear that there's absolutely no one that can do this for you but you. You have to be willing to create a change in your routines and habits in order to take care of yourself. So let's really talk about the definition of self-care for just a moment. I love definitions because with definitions come clarity. So if you have your journal nearby right now, you can write this definition down. Self-care is the deliberate act of making choices and engaging in activities that are necessary to gain or maintain optimal overall health. So the key words there is, first of all, self-care is deliberate. You have to wake up on a consistent basis with the intention and deliberately do certain things to take care of yourself that will enhance your health. So taking the time to care for yourself, of course, is practicing self-love, but it's also involves the total acceptance of who you are, flaws and all. And that goes to unconditional love. And the unconditional love that once we develop for ourselves, we're able to not only practice self-love, but we're also more in tune with our self-care and the things that we need to do to take care of ourselves. So I look at it this way. In order to fulfill God's will on my life, I have to be healthy. If I'm not healthy, I can do nothing. Your health truly is your wealth. There is no room for self-doubt and fear in this equation. You have to know and fully understand that as a child of God, you were created to be all that you are and more that you even know or can even comprehend right now. Accepting and knowing that you are worthy will help you begin to understand the importance of practicing self-care. Excuse me for sniffling. One of my favorite quotes, of course, you know I love quotes, that I want to share with you is that self-care is not about self-indulgence. It is about self-preservation. As women, we too often feel guilty when we're not able to do it all. You need to be okay with asking for and accepting help from others. That was a big dilemma for me previously at one point in my life. I did not want anyone to help me do anything. But a part of loving yourself is being able to accept help from others so that you can take more time to focus on your personal needs. So if getting help from someone else will allow you the time that you need to take care of yourself, I urge you to do it. You are not any less of a person, wife, or mother just because you can't do it all. But when you operate in a place where you're not taking care of yourself, you do become less to others, if that makes sense. So in other words, you are not any less of a person, wife or mother, because you can't do it all, but you are less when you try to do it all. And then you have less to give because you deplete yourself and you have nothing more to offer. Remember, you cannot give from an empty place. We give from overflow. So tip number 1 is reclaiming who you are, which we talked about a little bit in the previous boot camp. Part 4 of the boot camp, of reclaiming your power. So tip 1 is reclaiming who you are. In the midst of trying to save everyone else, we begin to lose ourselves. So the tip is to take time daily to focus on you. And you can do this through journaling. You must do daily creative work and intentional work in order to change your life. Journaling has allowed me to transfer what's in my heart and mind into concrete writing or even drawing, which is a wonderful outlet, and it's the same purpose that it could serve for you. Because when you make things concrete, you solidify it and bring it to life. A gratitude journal can also be used to bring more abundance into your life. Just pointing out, a thankful heart is always one that overflows. Of course, meditation can help you discover more about who you are and help you reclaim who you are. So you need to spend time, quiet time, allowing the mind to quiet and be still. And meditation can also be combined with affirmations and prayer. And I find that the answers that I often seek, I find it during meditation. Another powerful tool that you can use in reclaiming who you are is a vision board. Get some magazines and a poster and pull ideas from a magazine. Remember, self-care is about you, what your goals and desires are for your life. You have to begin to, and through this process, and one thing that you should accomplish and hopefully accomplish from this boot camp is a lot of these things and topics that we discuss has a lot to do with mindset. So you have to begin to let go of old conditioned ways of thinking and being. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give yourself is letting go. Today is a new day. Know that some things you were previously taught or became accustomed to, you have to let it go in order to move to your next level. Tip number 2 is fill your own cup. Remember, we have more to give when we are in overflow. So don't deny yourself permission for self-care. Do things that you enjoy to help you feel rejuvenated and balanced. Like, for instance, this morning, and what I try to make sure I practice on a regular basis is meditation. Listen to some music. Music can be soothing to the soul. Make some art. You don't have to be Picasso, of course, but grab a pencil and paper and just let your mind be free. Art can be very transformational. Take a walk. There's something about nature that can be very calming and freeing. There are actually plenty of things you can do, as I just mentioned, to rejuvenate and rebalance. There's even things like yoga, Reiki, and aromatherapy. Do some research, try something new, take a class. Only you know what fulfills your needs. So fill your own cup. When you fill your own cup, you will have more to give to others, especially the ones that love you and ones that you love. So tip number 3 is to be consistent. Whatever you do in your self-care practice, be consistent with it. Do it every day, no exceptions. Choose to make excuses or get results. Journaling is an amazing tool for self-development, and you'll be surprised by your growth, and you will have a record of it. Excuse me. And journaling is a wonderful way to confirm and affirm your growth and your knowledge in your journey. It's a part of the reason why I actually have the program, the Right to Liberation program, because writing is very freeing. And what I do is have women journal, and they can use their journaling and their self-discovery experience to become published authors. Just a side note, if you're interested, let me know. So whatever methods you decide to engage in, just make sure you do it guilt-free. Because when we end up on a guilt trip is when we take the time out for self-care. We often end up on a guilt trip when we take time for self-care. Because we know that that's taking time away from another person or something else that we can be doing for someone else. But we have to take that time for ourselves as well. Remember, self-nurturing is not selfish. It is healing and it is necessary. So now we will go into our meditation, of course. And our meditation today will be probably about between 5 to 8 minutes long. And for the meditation today, I would like for you to focus on those things that you enjoy doing. If you feel like at any point you've lost yourself, I want you to try to reconnect with the person that you see yourself as formerly being and the person that you want to become. And that will help you be able to reconnect with those things that you enjoy doing. Prepare for the meditation by having your journal nearby and also a pen. Also, make sure you have a quiet space without interruption. Of course, as we begin the meditation today, take some deep breaths in through your nose and exhale. You can exhale through your mouth or through your nose, whatever you feel comfortable with. As you focus on your breathing, I want you to begin to imagine yourself being where you want to be emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Those are the feelings I want you to concentrate on throughout the meditation. Of course, if any negative feelings arise, I want you to allow yourself to breathe away those negative feelings and thoughts and welcome the new you. If your mind becomes too busy during this meditation, I want you to choose positive focus words like joy, peace, and abundance, and focus on that word. Remember, what you focus on is what is delivered to you through the law of attraction. Also, for today's meditation, I want you to relax. As you take deep breaths in and out, I want you to release any tension that you feel in any part or area of your body. Just gently release it and let it go. As we come near to the end of this meditation, I want you to focus on your breathing and take a deep breath in and out. While that was a very refreshing meditation today, if I must say so myself, I thank you for joining me today. And your journal exercise for this week is I want you to write down at least 5 things that you feel like you could do consistently to practice self-care, whether it's journaling, meditation, exercise, whatever you find appropriate and whatever works for you. Focus on those things, put it into your journal, put it into your worksheets that I'll be sending out or that you've already received, and email it back to me and I will have a response for you. Thank you again for being a participant in the Self-Love Liberated Hearts Self-Love Boot Camp, and I look forward to seeing you in the next session. Take care.